You are about to experience the Jersey Jaguar YouTube channel, the greatest YouTube channel in all of history when it comes to your Jacksonville Jaguars. In order to become a subscriber to this channel, if you haven't done so already, you only need to fit 3 criteria. First, you must love the Jacksonville Jaguars. Second, you must hate, better yet even despise, the Tennessee Titans. And third, and most importantly, you must know in your heart with everything you have that Shad Khan is a complete and total buffoon. If you fit those 3 criteria, hit that subscribe button, join me on this YouTube journey, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Sit back, relax, and listen to the best Jaguar insight on the YouTube platform. I think we all know that it's pretty safe to say that in life, there is no guarantees. Well, Jaguar fans, in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 guarantees from me personally. I'm guaranteeing you as a Jaguar fan 5 guarantees for this upcoming Jacksonville Jaguars season. Let's get into it. So I'm going to go from number 5 up to number 1. Number 5, now, even though this is a guarantee from me to you, has a little bit of things have to kind of fall the right way. But if they do, I am guaranteeing this. And that is if my boy James Robinson and Travis Etienne are full go, they are suited up, ready to go to war week 1 against the Washington Commanders, and they are healthy, throughout at least the majority of this upcoming season, Jacksonville Jaguars will have a top 10 running game in the National Football League. Guarantee it. Travis Etienne is way too talented, and James Robinson has already proven, even last year when he was hindered by Urban Meyer and was benched for Carlos Hyde on multiple occasions and missing several games, my man still almost put up a 1,000-yard season. Okay? James Robinson is a top legit running back in the NFL, and Travis Etienne can be the next Alvin Kamara. He can be a special superstar for the Jags. So both those guys are fully healthy. I know they're coming off big injuries, but if both those guys are fully healthy and ready to rock, the Jags will have a top 10 rushing game. Lock it. Number 4. You know, I hate to bring this up because it makes a lot of us sad to remember the good old days, but I'm going to bring up 2017 for just a moment. It has been since 2017 since our beloved Jaguars have beaten the Houston Texans. That is a disgrace. However, lucky for you guys, Jersey Jaguar is guaranteeing that the Jaguars will beat them at least once this upcoming season. I'm looking at that Week 5 game in Duval. The Jaguars are going to get it done. They're going to finally, after the Texans have won, what would that be, 8 straight against us? Something absurd, ridiculous, horrible. We have not been able to seem to beat this team. However, we will beat this team this upcoming season. We might even sweep them. How about that? That's more of a bold take than a guarantee. But I guarantee the Jags will pick up at least 1 against the Houston Texans this season. My number 3rd guarantee, of this upcoming season, and this one's kind of a no-brainer. The Jaguars' defense will be miles and eons, light years, whatever fancy words you want to use to describe it, ahead of where they have been since 2018 was the last time our defense was at least decent. 2019, they were still, but they kind of at that point had fallen off a little bit. And then 2020 and 2021, this defense has been abysmal in every sense of the word. We are completely unable to rush the passer. We can't cover anyone. Teams popping off 5, 6, 7 yards a pop every time they run the ball against us. This front seven, however, and I hate to do this, this burns my soul. It just eats at my very being. But Trent Baalke has actually done a pretty solid job this offseason of totally rebuilding, totally reamping the Jaguars front seven. We're drafting Trayvon Walker first overall, who, even though he may not be the finished, polished pass rusher, we hope that he can develop into that. I think day one he will make an immediate impact in the running game. Okay? Foley Fatukasi, defensive tackle from the New York Jets. One of the best run-stopping defensive tackles in the NFL. Jags got him in free agency. Pair him up with guys like Malcolm Brown. I still think Devon Hamilton has a lot to offer this team. Roy Robertson-Harris, and like I was saying, Trayvon Walker. Still got Josh Allen on that defensive line. DeJuan Smoot, Arden Key. And then, hey, who knows? Maybe the stars will align and Calebon Chason will finally give us something that's worth anything on this football team. If he's able to do that, if he is able to have a DeJuan Smoot-like year 3 leap, then the Jaguars defense, at least the defensive line, will take a significant jump and improvement than they've been at least the last 2 years, where they have just been abysmal at the point of attack. Also, you talk about the linebacking core, completely redone with Foye Oluokun from the Atlanta Falcons, and then drafting Devin Lloyd, who's going to be a mega, super, ultra star for this franchise for many years. I am convinced of that. I think a lot of Jaguar fans are as well. From the moment he gave out that first Duval on the draft stage, I think we all kind of knew it was set in stone. Also, Chad Muma, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think Chad Muma is going to be an awesome player for us as well for many, many years to come. This Jaguar front seven is, we're not even going to recognize it from the last couple years. And that is my third guarantee for this upcoming season. Number 2, Trevor Lawrence. Another improvement we are guaranteed to see. My boy Trevor did not have a head coach last year. He simply didn't. Urban Meyer will go down in NFL history as, if not one of the worst, then the worst. Bottom 3 minimum worst head coaches in NFL history. It was a joke. It was a laughing stock. I didn't even think it was possible, but an organization that had only won one game prior, the year prior, Urban Meyer set that franchise back even more. Luckily for us, our wonderful, amazing owner, Mr. Shad Khan, accidentally stumbled on the best decision that he's ever made as this franchise's owner, and that was giving Doug Peterson the job as the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug Peterson, without playing a single game for us, is the 3rd best head coach we've ever had. I would only put Jack Del Rio and Tom Coughlin over him, and I have a sneaky feeling that come talk to me in 3 years from now, and my boy is going to be above both of them. I have a lot of faith in Doug Peterson. I thought from the very beginning that Doug Peterson, not that I would have been opposed had the Jags gone and signed Byron Leftwich, if that had all worked out, but I'm not going to get into that hole. We all know what mess that was. I think Byron Leftwich could have worked very well with Trevor as well. But I think Doug Peterson seriously will do wonders with Trevor, and we won't even recognize some of the mistakes that we saw Trevor make last year. We won't see them this year. How Charger fans look at Justin Herbert, I think we're going to start looking at Trevor that way much sooner rather than later. What we saw, because think about it, you guys. Man, I am coughing today. Think about it. In the last 4 or 5 games, whatever it was, since Urban was fired, take the Patriot game out of it, that just erase that from your head. More specifically, the Colts game, the last game of this past season. Trevor looked amazing. Trevor looked better than he did all year, okay? And that was with Darrell Bevell as the interim head coach. Think about that. Darrell Bevell. The jump from Urban Meyer to Darrell Bevell was so significant that we saw improvement already with this team. Mind-blowing to think about. Right? Okay? So, with that in mind, if the jump from Urban Meyer to Darrell Bevell, we saw that little glimpse of, oh, that's what Trevor can do. How much more with an entire offseason from Urban Meyer to Darrell Bevell to Doug Peterson, how big of a gap will Trevor jump into that second year? How much of an improvement will he make? I think a significant one. You have suffered greatly. You, my friend, have suffered immensely when it comes to being a fan of this football team. You have been longing for a quarterback that you can wear his jersey and be proud of it. Not Blake Bortles, where you tried to convince yourself for 5 years that he was the guy, and I'm preaching it myself, okay? You will have a quarterback that you can look at, represent, and be proud of. Same thing can be said for me. Trevor Lawrence will be as advertised. Last year, it was so bad last year that Doug Peterson is even saying that he's pretty much looking at this as Trevor's rookie year. Meaning, I think Doug Peterson went back, looked at everything that happened last year, and was like, you know what? Call it a mulligan. Just gonna wipe that right out of existence. Clean slate. Clean slate. Give me Trevor. Let me show you guys what I can do with him. I can't wait for this year. Trevor Lawrence in 2022 is going to be fun to watch. Guarantee it. Book it. It's happening. And my number one guarantee, it's a short but sweet point. It'll be music to all of your ears. The Jacksonville Jaguars, after picking first overall 2 years in a row, will not be picking first overall 3 years in a row. I guarantee it. We are too talented, and the Atlanta Falcons are in the NFL, so there's kind of that too. There's no way that we win less games than they do. If they even win a game at all, that team is abysmal, but this isn't a Falcons channel, it's a Jaguars channel. The Jaguars will not be picking first overall. In fact, dare I say, a little bonus guarantee for you guys, the Jaguars will be more competitive than they have been since, I know we only won 5 games in 2018, but there were still a lot of close games that season. And I dare to say the Jaguars will be the most competitive that they've been since 2018. 2019 when we won 6 games. Okay? Not saying they're only going to win 5 or 6 games, but what I am saying is they're not picking first. This is not going to be a 1-win, 2-win, 3-win season. The Jaguars are going to be competitive. They're going to win some football games. They're going to surprise people. Jersey Jaguar is saying they're making the playoffs and they're going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm not. I don't expect playoffs at all. But it's not on the list of guarantees. So don't count it out completely. But I wouldn't bank on it. I would love it. Love nothing more. But you know what? If this team gives me 7 wins and gives me a lot of one-possession games that came down in the fourth quarter, where if we just sprinkle in another year of Doug Peterson's coaching staff and a little bit more talent, we win 5 or 6 more of those, I'm all for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are my 5 guarantees for this upcoming Jacksonville Jaguars season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Subscribe to me if you're not already. Go Jags. Well, look at you. You made it through the entire video. I appreciate that. Since you've made it this far, you might as well go ahead and share this video with every Jaguar fan that you know. Really helps the channel grow. And hey, us Jaguar fans got to stick together. Duval.